Hello. Let me just update you guys. I'm going out to one of my I look crazy, huh? My friend, my coworker Sochi. It was her birthday yesterday and she invited me to a barcade. It's literally called Barcade in LA. So I'm gonna be getting ready for that right now. Today has just been a fucking eventful day in my mental space because I have really bad road rage. So like anytime I get on the damn road, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking die of a stroke or a heart attack because of somebody else. But anyways, I was literally trying to get decor for my snake's new cages because I'm gonna be working on it tomorrow. Wish me luck because it's a lot of drilling. There's things to just clean up. I feel like it's not so hard, but it's like very hands-on and I don't really do hands-on work like that, just saying. So it's gonna be a new experience. Good thing is my sister's willing to help me with it, so I will show you guys the process tomorrow as well, okay? But today I wanted to do the little BTS, like behind the scenes, not the Korean band BTS. Wow, I don't know if my thing was recording or not, but fail. Earlier I was just talking about how I wanted to do a look that's gonna make me feel like a bitch today because I'm in kind of like a bitch mood. Everyone always gets on my damn nerves, okay? And I think it's funny because people are like,
you don't seem like that type of person.
I really am. I have a lot of anger issues and I think that's something that I need to kind of work on. So right now what I'm doing is I just got this tiny little brush, shaping it the way I want to shape it, and then we're gonna cut crease it. Not cut crease, just
conceal video, you know?
I'm just kind of spreading it out, making sure it looks good. For some reason, I don't know if you guys are like this, but I get fucking anxious. Like if I have to go somewhere by myself particularly, anytime I am with somebody, I do like to carpool with that person. I just don't personally like to drive out in LA, especially on a fucking weekend and especially at prime time. Today the mood is something a little bit like fierce. So I wanted to do that, and that's why I'm going with this like red brown theme, and red brings me back to the idea of cherries because cherries are kind of my symbol right now. Every time I see my brows at first, I'm like, this is really bad, but it's okay. Trust the process. You can't really do anything if you don't trust the process. Now we come down to concealing. I really love the dollar store. That is kind of where I get a lot of these brushes. This is a matte one, but this is the fair warm shade in the camo concealer, and we're gonna go ahead and conceal from the bottom. Sometimes I just like bring it downwards. But you do want to get it as close as you can to like the shape you want. The closer you get it, the less work you kind of have to do. I think that's the concept when it comes down to doing all this. Like I said, this matte formula, it does dry pretty quickly. So I like to already combat that with another fluffy type of brush and just to start blending this so it doesn't look so messy or chalky. And I really do like their concealers a lot for a reason because they have different formulas. So they have this matte one, they have the satin one, which I told you guys already about that too. I feel like that one is good for anything, for your entire face, which I genuinely tend to use anyways.
Okay.
So one of the rules that people have are like, you have to always clean your brushes. Bitch, who has time for that shit? I'm not saying that I don't ever clean it. Of course I clean it when I need to, but I cannot clean my fucking brushes every damn day. Like there's too much going on in my life. This is like the least of my worries, okay? I come back to it when I need to come back to it.
Okay.
For this one, I like to put it on, I was gonna say my elbow. I'm over it.
I can't English.
Here we are going to pretty much make it super sharp. Something like this. When you guys see me go like this, it's because my eyes are really dry. Don't mind me. I still want it thinner. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna grab the same brush and just really go in slow and find the detail work there. Oh my God, I already fucking messed up. Taking like whatever I have left over, now we're going back in the middle. This, you can actually wait until a little bit to start brushing it out because it has a little bit more of that foundation where it won't become matte. It pretty much won't leave like a stencil of what you did. You'll be able to flawlessly brush a satin liquid concealer away as opposed to a matte liquid. That is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, now we're going in, brushing away. Brush. There's so much room on my damn forehead. For some reason, I have a tendency to like go like sideways with my brushes. I just noticed that. The middle right here, what I like to do is to make it really smooth and almost like an ombre effect. We're gonna do the same thing. Is it ombre? Ombre?
Bruh.
Is this like a tomato situation or is this like a serious topic? Somebody tell me because I am not sure. I think ombre sounds better. I don't know why I say ombre like fucking man, right? In Spanish, bitch. The fuck? So we're just gonna go back and forth, kind of just how I did it like up here. We're gonna do the same motions down here. So what I like to do is I bring a little bit of that forward for both parts. You don't want to do it too much because too inwards, it actually discolorates. So then after that, I'm doing an upwards motion just to give it a less unibrow effect. And then we're just gonna fan that redness out. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and re-measure with another stick. If it looks even at this point, then in between here, then it's fine. Sometimes if you're like, oh man, I cut off a little bit too much, you can grab the brush that you were using prior. So this is why it's a good thing not to clean your brushes until the end of your entire look, because you might need that extra bit. So then what we do here is we're just gonna go ahead and fill it in very, very gently. Ta-da! Brows are kind of done. So I came back with my eyebrow cut. I was trying to do something different here, but whatever. I was just like, you know what? I'll be a little candy cane. Now I'm gonna have to do the main base of the eyes. Ditching the matte one, and we're going with a cream-based one. I'm gonna be using this P. Louise Rumor 2. Grabbing another fluffy brush. At this point I get lazy, so I just put some of it on like this. And then I grab the brush and I just start
Brushing away.
not brushing. We're doing a patting motion first, making sure that the whole lid gets everything. I like to do both sides at the same time. Before I used to do one look and then I would try to copy it on the other one, but like, I don't know why for some reason that makes it harder for me. Something with us Asian people, not all Asians have a monolid, but I do, and I remember I used to hate it. Dude, all the makeup back then, because the makeup community kind of blew up at one time, right? I mean, I feel like it's been there always, but it's just been like, always catering to more of like a westernized appearance. So again, AKA people with double eyelids. Now we're gonna tape it and make sure it's crisp on the side. And then sometimes you just want to make sure you match it. I don't know what the color theme of this is gonna be, because originally I had this inspo. I'll show you guys right here. I will be back then to decide on the colors.
A few moments later.
I decided to go with the Modern Renaissance. It's a very old palette as well by Anastasia. There is this really nice red toned color. I think I might do that, the red ochre. Look at how many brushes I have. From the brushes that I have, we're gonna go with a fluffy tone, a thin fluffy tone. I feel like this brush might do pretty good. Dab it in the red ochre. Oh God. I'm like, oh, I already started. It has to contrast quite a bit, like light and dark. I'm gonna go with this Paradise one. So here we're just kind of going above and filling in the rest. Grabbing this brush again just to get a little bit more of that brown edge. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut crease this entire thing. What I've seen and what I like to personally do too is like grab a Q-tip. It just makes the process cleaner, so that way you're not stacking concealer over each other. So we grab it, we wet it with our favorite makeup remover. I know, this is like kind of defeating the purpose of why we conceal the whole eye. So what I'm doing is I'm just cleaning up the parts that don't have the eyeshadow on it. This takes a little bit more time, but take your time on it. It does help to close your eyes as well sometimes, so you can get a better idea of where the cut crease can go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just fill in that little empty space now with satin concealer again. Something I like to use with this is a little bit of like a smaller brush sometimes. I feel like that does give me better control. It's pretty much almost like a reverse ombre cut crease, because like right now what we did is just a regular ombre. This little line where the ombre is ending, so we're gonna do the same color that we did here, but we're gonna stop right here. This color is gonna go right here. It's funny, like makeup is like challenges after challenges too. That's why I think I tend to avoid it as well. You guys might be like,
No, you don't. You're doing it right now.
that's because I'm going to an event. There you go. So it looks just like compressed, clean. Boom, that's what we're going for. Grabbing back the brush that we had. See, we all looking like a golden star.
Beautiful.
So the color with this one is a little darker. You guys see what I'm doing? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. One side done. Wow, it already looks pretty awesome. We just want it to look smoother. We want it to give it definition. The little scanty part, what I'm talking about is right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a small brush like this. Something. Oh, every day, somehow, some way, something falls out of my hand. So we're gonna go back in with the color that we need. It's just detail work at this point, making sure that we're filling in those parts that we need to so it doesn't look empty. Now we're gonna just take it off. Oh, that tripped me out. I was like, what? It's so satisfying to take it off, and I'm sweating underneath this shit. Ooh, so another thing what I'm gonna do quickly is I'm gonna do a little bit of like an Egyptian eye style. We're gonna clean up the deal right here. I am pulling this where I can make it somewhat parallel to my nose. I'm just gonna use another concealer. Very, very, very lightly. We're gonna go ahead, go under. I'm just gonna blend it a little bit more. This doesn't seem so harsh right here. There's a lot of going back, okay? That's something that you should be aware of. I think this is okay. We'll just keep it pretty simple today. That's my idea of simple. This is not even simple, but it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I think I do need to do different colors. I like to do the face, the eyes first, and then the rest of the face. You see how I'm like cleaning up those parts? Imagine you put foundation, like you can't clean that up. You're gonna have to start the whole process over again. I have these special red lashes. Again, I'm feeling pretty red, right? That might be the theme. I don't know how it's gonna look. Am I gonna look like a fucking clown?
I might.
Sometimes I really just have to play around. Kind of like the big lashes. I want to be dramatic today. Why not? I don't want to put too much lash glue, but I am putting a fair amount. Sometimes when I'm really impatient or like I don't have time in the morning and I have to do lashes, I know you're supposed to wait, but I break the rule and I just put it on and I hope for the best, you know? Because at that point, it takes time for the glue to dry and etc. Dramatic it is. So dramatic. People can see me from like a mile away. That's what I want. I want people to be like, whoa, who's this bitch? And as I'm waiting, I grab one of my tweezers. I grab the end of the tweezer and then I just kind of press it in. I think I'm gonna try to curl it. I have this really wonky thing from Temu, but you know what? It's wonky, but it works. The lashes are really big. I just crimp it so the lashes are pointing upwards. I'm almost done. The foundation I'm using right now is this Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 120. I guess this is a good shade. Like I would say this is very accurate to the shade that I have, but the reason why I don't like this one is because it is very liquidy. I prefer more of like a thicker consistency. I really don't know also, sidebar, why I'm getting all these pimples again. And then we're just gonna go ahead, get the beauty blender. This foundation almost looks like I'm not wearing anything. It really doesn't. That's why I'm like, because it's so liquidy, I'm like, how much do I even put on? Like, is this even enough? If it doesn't cover it, even with 2 damn layers, we're gonna have to conceal the deal. See? Look at how drippy that is. I like to use kind of like a dual tone action when it comes to all the stuff. I like to use different brushes. I like to use different concealers. It's the same thing as like painting. Oh my God, I'm so bothered. I just put too much and now it's a waste. Beauty blender. I kind of almost forgot I was recording because I was so into this. I do really want this inner corner to be sharp as I'm gonna conceal the deal with that too real quick. I dropped my freaking brush. See? I think I need to do a count on how many things I drop. Are you kidding me? Welcome to Stella's life, everyone. Alrighty, I'm about to leave. Bye, guys.
Hope you like your freedom. Love 'em and then leave 'em. Damn, you made me go through withdrawal. High off your touch. Miss you too much, like a drug. Like a drug.